Good morning, traders, and this is your DAX day trade setup for today. So we had the pin bar the day before, and then we've got a sort of a reverse pin bar, hanging man. So this is just indicating to me indecision. Okay, same as what happened at the bottom here, same as what happened at the top here. So we've got the sellers coming in on the one day, then you've got the buyers coming in on the next day. Nobody really understanding what they want to do with this market. Now, the DAX is under pressure. The German market is very much under pressure. So if you look at the 3 hour, you can see it was off. We bounced off the 3 hour 200 EMA. We then made a second attempt to get to that level. Now, bear in mind, this monthly level, and I just want to put the bottom on it as well, because that is the area of interest that we need to pay attention to. So we're pretty much hovering inside that level right now. And I really don't see any scope for a move to the upside. We've got a long weekend coming up now as well. So I would suspect the smart money would more than likely take profit today. In other words, I'd expect either a flat day or a bit of a red day as people take profit. But markets are irrational, so people may actually think this is an opportunity to buy and hold over the long weekend. I'm not sure I want to do that, but nevertheless. So if you look at the hour, pretty much most of yesterday was sideways, except towards into the close where we kind of last hour or 2 hours of trading, we kind of rallied. There's nothing really to read into what I'm seeing here. I think this is really a range, and I think what we need to do here is just add that bottom end of the range there. So this area of 10,197 is pretty much bottom of the range at the moment for me. And I think the only other thing we can really do is come down to the 12 minutes to ascertain if there's anything we need to pay attention to here. So looking at all the tails through the day, we start off with a massive red bar, and then it was basically a range day straight away. See the seller stepping in here, seller stepping in here. I'm not entirely convinced that there's going to be any setup worth trading on this instrument today. So I'm more than likely going to keep money in my pocket. If you look at the day before, I just want to use this level here. So that was the bottom fractal. We got a close below that, flirted with it, and then we sort of got back to the top fractal here the previous day, and that's the range that we stayed in. So if you take that same logic, there's the bottom fractal. There's no fractal to the upside just yet. This is not a fractal yet because we need another bar, and that's not a bar there. This is the bar. So that's the current fractal to the downside. So this is the area that I would expect to trigger shorts, and that's 10,297, and I would expect a revisit down to sort of 10,185. Okay, so that's kind of what I would expect at the moment. As for this close, big up, big down, big up, big down, big confusion. There's no real indication of anything there. And if you look at it, even on the 30-minute, we've got two range bars here that we closed off. We had a couple of range bars in the session as well. If I just get rid of the noise, and let's just go for a Fibonacci here. From there to there, that was back to 61%. So, yeah. Just looking at the picture like this, we do have a little bit of a rounding, sort of rounding bottom here. You have a rounding bottom there, which basically could imply head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. So you would have a neckline pretty much up there, which would indicate a break to the upside. But yeah, in saying that, I think this is really starting to look a little bit tired. Not so much on the daily, but if I look at the 4 hour, you can see that was a peak there, and now we've got we sort of crossed over, and now we're pointing back up. So this could just be the second attempt at the high. So if it does fail, that would form a double top. The last thing I just want to do is just pull in an RSI 14 period. And the reason for that is just looking for some diversions. I mean, the RSI is what most people use for diversions. There's no diversions there, nothing there. Let's look on the hour, nothing really on the hour either, and nothing on the daily either. So yeah, so I think, guys, for me, I'm gonna probably sit on the sides. I'll sit this one out. If we do get a break below this area here, that would give me some confidence for some shorts, but only as far as bottom of range. I don't think I'll trace anything beyond that unless we get some really strange news coming out, or some catalyst that drives the market down today. We do have the jobs data coming out in the US today, and I suspect that's going to be probably going to follow the trend of what happened last week. So first week it was 3 million jobs lost, then it was 6 million jobs lost. So I would expect another 3 to 4 million jobs lost, probably even more. And I think that may just be a catalyst that investors start realizing that this is way more serious than what they're thinking at the moment. But anyway, we'll have to wait for that data to see what happens. So for me, it's sit on hands. I'm not really going to be interested in this. And for as long as we are trending like this, I think I'll just wait and watch what transpires. Okay, see the wedge there. That's why this tail for me is the critical component. I'm not really looking for longs on this market, I think. So I'm looking for an opportunity to sell into some weakness. As soon as we see it, we will pick up on that idea. Anyway, guys, hope it helps you. Enjoy a long weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week. Cheers for now.